Hello guys, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Today's video is something slightly different. Well, I say it's different, it's still me talking about football, but it's going to be about a different football club to the ones I normally talk about. It's going to be about Derby County down in League One. Now, a few of you who normally watch the channel will be like, what you want about, why are you talking about Derby County? But I've got a bit of a soft spot at Derby County because one of my best mates actually support them. We've gone, I think, probably 5, 6, 7 times in the last couple of years. And some significant news has come out of that club in the last 24 hours or so. Now, if you don't know much about Derby, they have essentially been in freefall for the last 2 or 3 years. Financial mismanagement from the previous owner and board of directors there. Won't name any names, but you can look it up just in case. Basically resulted in them going into administration. They had a massive financial black hole which they couldn't fill essentially, and the EFL placed them into administration. And there was a real sense that they were going to go out of business a couple of years ago. Well, not even a couple of years ago, last year pretty much. They were docked a huge number of points in the Championship last season. Once they entered administration, in, I think it was September or October, November 2021, got deducted a huge amount of points, never recovered from it under Wayne Rooney, and they also got placed under a transfer embargo, which means they've not been able to sign a player since the summer of 2021, which is mental, absolutely crazy. Last season, thankfully, a local businessman called David Close saved the club. He was from Derby. He was a boyhood Derby fan. He bought the club and he ensured that it survived because it was very close to going out of business. It was a very worrying time. Unfortunately, the embargo stood. They could sign players, but they had a maximum salary cap of £12,000 a week, and they couldn't sign anyone on for money, basically. So they had no transfer budget. Had to rely on loan players, free signings. They muddled through the League One season, it must be honest. Finished one place outside the playoffs, and obviously will spend another season in League One. Which is very disappointing for their fans, understandably, but a little bit of perspective, they could have not been a football club at all last year. So this is definitely a time to reflect properly on how the club have been saved, and they should be very optimistic moving forward, because the news that I bring today is that their transfer embargo has been completely lifted according to BBC Derby. Or BBC Derbyshire, you have to excuse the exact naming. So, for the first time in literally years, 2 years, they have a transfer budget to spend. I'll just put up on the screen what the BBC are reporting. It says here, Derby County have had their transfer embargo lifted by the English Football League after 2 years under it. Derby last paid a transfer fee in September 2020 and have been affected by embargo since the summer of 2021. Financial issues, which I'll put there. So it's fantastic news. Their manager, Paul Warne, who they hired from Rotherham halfway through the season, I think he is going to, obviously he'll be absolutely chuffed about this, but this is a massive chance for Paul Warne to really stamp his mark on this club now, because for the months that he's been in charge so far, he's been working with what he's got, and it's a very limited squad. I think they haven't got a proper right back. They've been playing people like Nathaniel Mendez-Lang there. I think Louis Sibley's been playing there. I could be wrong, or Max Bird. You have to excuse me. My knowledge on the squad is pretty limited, just from what I've been to go and see, and from what my friend Scott's been telling me. But the important thing is they have a transfer budget and they can move forward and they can sign players for real money. And let's be honest, in League One, they've been getting crowds of over 20,000 non-stop all season. So the budgets should be pretty healthy. It all depends how much David Close wants to give Paul Warne to build, but he's a fantastic owner. You can tell that he really cares about the club. I definitely get Steve Gibson, Middlesbrough sort of vibes from him, where he's a local lad from the area who really cares and wants the best for the club. So, it's very, very interesting to see what Paul Warne does with the money and how Derby do next season. Because if you have a look at that League One, I'll put the teams up that will be participating in League One next season, including my local team, Stevenage FC. Derby stand out like a sore thumb when it comes to the size of the teams that are in there. They should be looking for promotion next season easily. I think they'll certainly get playoffs, especially now they can sign some players. I'm really pleased for them. So that's it really. I just wanted to give you a little update as to what's going on. It's a very significant moment, and it seems like there's a real stability at Derby County now. You've got the owner, you've got the manager, you've now got a transfer budget, you can strengthen that squad. Obviously it's not ideal at all going into 2 seasons without being able to spend a penny, but the only positive I will say is that players like Kieran Cashin, the young Irish centre-half, has come through the academy as a form of necessity. Wayne Rooney put him in when he was manager, and he's now one of the best players at the club. And would he have broke through into that first team had the club been able to sign players? Possibly not. But make no mistake about it, this is a very positive step forward. So, let me know what your thoughts are, Derby fans. What are your hopes for next season? Any players you want to see coming into the club? You'll be able to attract some massive, massive players because, Derby are a very, very big club, even in the Championship, let alone League One. So, we'll see what happens. And, hope you enjoyed the video. And until next time, take it easy. Follow me on the social media. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. And I'll see you later. Enjoy the rest of your day. Cheers, guys. Bye.